I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind.
Wish my friends and I could celebrate, but these plans keep falling through because there's always something. Say that you want me when I'm in the room, then when I ask you, tell me it's too soon. Guess all your words were too good to be true. I'm done waiting, sick of saving all my hope tonight, 'cause your empty promises don't satisfy. No more compromise, 'cause I don't need you to act like we're alright. Act like we're alright. Act like we're alright. Call your number, never pick it up, even though last week you said we'd spend the day together. Saying sorry, but I've had enough. It's a toxic situation, you can't make it better. Say that you want me when I'm in the room, then when I ask you, tell me it's too soon. Guess all your words were too good to be true. I'm done waiting, sick of saving all my hope tonight, 'cause your empty promises don't satisfy. No more compromise, 'cause I don't need you to Yeah, I'm lost and numb, cold to the touch.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here, Mcom Platinum players. Tonight, we have Weapon. How you doing, Weapon?
Tonight, it's like 3 o'clock here, dude.
Tonight.
It's so hot, by the way. Like,
Oh.
tonight, yeah.
It's been like close to 40 the last week. It's been real bad.
Hey, there's gonna be some hot games of League of Legends. And I'm pretty keen. Like you said, you know, Plat Trials, we have made it. First guys to the year for me, by the way. You on the same boat?
For the year, yeah, definitely. It's been a hot minute for me as well, so dusting off that rust, getting back into some League of Legends, I'm happy. Been playing a lot, haven't been casting or talking about the game as much. Just been grinding out that solo queue.
How are you finding the solo queue, by the way? New patch?
I think AD champions are absolutely busted, and I think there are way too many options to stop AP champions from being a thing.
Looking like a true mid lane, by the way.
Yeah.
Play mid lane as well, so I can
Yeah,
play
it's ridiculous. Like, you build Force of Nature, and then their most fed AP champion doesn't exist, and if there's a fed ADC, you die.
But hey, look, there's a pick, there's a ban. Who do we have playing here? It is the Knights, Mcom Knights versus the Jade Ravens. Of course, you know, we
That's
are
true.
looking at a bunch of trials to see who rises to the top and who gets to get picked for what I assume will be the premier Mcom Platinum, you know, team and receive all the coaching that entails. And I just want to like take a second while we're kind of going through these early picks to just talk about like just how much the Mcom organization does. You know, they're alongside like some of the best orgs in the scene for just how much they give back to the community, I think, and really elevate a lot of players. We're actually talking with Razor before, like he claimed Chirp as one of his own, and I believe him because he's a trustworthy guy, and he's got a bunch of players like, you know, we're talking about Alvin as well, like guys who we are now seeing in like or have been in the LCO, and really are there because of their time in Mcom, and this next batch of players we might see get to that level. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, exciting to get to know these players, and then, you know, maybe a couple years down the line you go, hey, hold on, I watched this Platinum Trials game ages ago, and here's this Sharkky guy up in the mid lane popping off. You know, it could be any of these guys.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff. But we, of course, do have to lock in, so Renekton, Warwick can be locked in, and this is something I also wanted to touch on, is that it is Plat, so we may not necessarily see the most hard meta picks, but Warwick, dude, when I talk about Warwick, when I talk about jungling with people, when I talk about League of Legends, one of the things I say is like, there's like 2 champions in every role that you can just pick and play, and until you get to like Diamond, probably even beyond that, Warwick is a champion. You pick him. You play him because he does everything. He's kind of tanky, he can fight people, he can duel, and like honestly, we can see the Olaf locked in on the other side. I actually think Warwick is just straight up like he beats Olaf, which is ridiculous because Olaf is that champion who just duels. Of course, the Diana's locked in, so that's probably looking like a top lane Olaf here.
Could be some strange Diana. I haven't seen Diana anywhere but jungle in a long time, but yeah, so I'm going to have to readjust to the 5v5 meta because I've been playing exclusively solo queue. New season, I haven't really watched a lot of professional gameplay. I haven't been playing 5v5, so I have no idea what people do when there's actually 4 other people with brains on the team. Usually just everyone playing for themselves, but team-wise, Braum, I haven't seen a lot of Braum in solo queue. Braum Lucian sounds like a fun combo though.
Yeah, that's interesting. So Lucian, of course, touched up on this patch, did lose a lot of his mana in the early going, where he's kind of become more heavily mana gated than he was before, and that means that good Lucians now have to manage that resource a lot more. But alongside the Braum, this is actually a bit more of a kill threat, maybe a bit more all-in potential as opposed to the Nami Lucian, which really would kind of chip you out over time, then go for that all-in. So maybe a bit more threat in the early game from the Braum alongside the Lucian, a classic combination with that Connect 4 of the Braum stun. So I like what I'm seeing from I think this is the Knights side. It's the last pick to lock in, and that mid lane going to be picked up is going to be the Syndra.
Yeah, yeah, so the Syndra buffs have
no.
come through recently. Oh, Azir?
Okay.
Ivan mid?
They're
What?
taunting us.
So, Syndra buffs have come through not that long ago. People are probably accustomed to it already, but if you double hit... So that is Diana jungle? It's Talon mid, okay. Talon into Syndra. I feel like Syndra's totally fine with that. Talon goes for the jump in, you can kind of block that, deny that. And because you get the stun off before he can get his auto attack to proc the passive, seems not too bad of a matchup. Olaf top lane into Renekton. Once he gets his ult, it doesn't matter if he gets stun man, he's going to keep hitting you in the face. That could be a decent matchup there. And jungle matchup, I don't know. I feel like Warwick has that a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a Warwick favored matchup in the jungle where the Warwick can outduel the Diana, famously a champion who does need to scale quite a bit. Doesn't really get to have the most effective ganks until that level 6 comes in, whereas the Warwick is pretty much good to go, and then the level 6 with the giant leap onto your opponent is really just the icing on the cake. But I do want to focus on this mid lane matchup because I think that's looking like where a lot of the game is going to be played, around that mid jungle duo with Stevens and Sharkky on the Warwick and Syndra, probably looking to shut down this Talon early. I'm also very interested to see if the Talon does end up taking the minion dematerializers to unlock himself in that lane, so I feel like that's probably going to have to be the strategy. But ultimately, I think the Talon, if you can unlock this Talon and get towards those side lanes, really start rolling alongside the Diana, the Olaf, and the Kai'Sa with the Nautilus to set you up on the ganks on either side, like that to me seems like it's the winning formula. So a lot of focus I think has to be from the Knight side on shutting down this Talon, preventing that potential win con.
Yeah, I feel like Talon grabbing Moby Boots and just following Diana around the map sounds like a fun plan. Just enjoyable to watch, and I think it's actually the best thing to do here too. Like I was saying, I don't know how much kill threat Talon has on Syndra unless he bumbles his E and there's a window of opportunity. Talon is pretty much, he doesn't have as good wave clear. He's going to be pushed away from the Syndra to all in her. So he's going to be, like you're saying, he's trying to unlock himself. I think he might just be under the tower most of the game. If Warwick hovers around making sure Diana can't stop Syndra from just keeping him there, yeah, Syndra can keep him there permanently. If Warwick gets some good wards, hey, Diana's at Raptors, just back off for a second. Okay, he does that. Now he can just push back up, keep Talon mid the whole game. It's going to be really hard for this Talon to really do anything. It's almost worth it to just literally grab Mobies, like give him a couple platings, and then go bot or top, try and do something around the map, because I don't know how well he's going to be doing in this mid lane, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a wonky draft alongside the Diana when you look at how this mid jungle duo on both sides is going to play out. With Talon, like you said, is probably going to be left on his own a lot, but I do look at the tools that have been given. I talked about those minion dematerializers. I would hope there will be some sort of Tiamat rush in the future for this Talon in mid lane. Who is the Talon, by the way? We don't see names anymore, so it is, I think, Kasumi?
I'm seeing
Talon?
names on half the teams, and I think there must be a riot. They've messed this up.
Something's gone wrong, but that's okay. I assume it is, it's probably Kasumi on the mid lane still, unless something's happened at the last second. But I think what probably happens then if we go back to that meta where remember when we had like the Graves meta. Graves was like the farming jungler. That really meant that you had to have this playmaking from the bot side. So looking at Socialine here on this Nautilus to be potentially the difference maker. Maybe the Lucian buffs, or Lucian nerfs rather, mean that Lucian just doesn't quite have the ability to hold that cryo, and then that unlocks Socialine to get towards mid lane. So lots of focus there from I think both sides, all heading towards that mid lane, and maybe the Lucian ROM can get things done against the Kai'Sa. Potentially if she is left alone, Socialine has to attend to business elsewhere,
Yeah, that's going to wrap us up for Champ Select right here, right now. We're going to be back in just a moment for the game number 1 of tonight. Jungle 1.
We look off the edge till the waves come crashing in, and we slip
And we're back! How's everyone doing? What's going on? How you doing, Weapon?
Yeah, doing pretty good, man. Obviously, we got some Mcom plat trials action. It's going to be a good day. Starting things off with, I'm going to check the team names again. It's Jade Dragons versus Knights. Knights on the blue side of your screen, if I'm not mistaken. We have some potential early shenanigans started here, as you can see Sotrolene is inching his way forward. He's thinking about it. He sure is, but he's not going to go for the bait, and they're just going to stand in the brush and have a party.
Nothing wrong with the brush party.
Love it.
The fanatic bushwhack.
Potentially a high value kill if they could have gotten it off, but they're just going to reset. And you can see that it has been used on the top side. Blasm, going to go with, has taken the chance to sneak in a bit of a shallow ward, just covering the river. Not really going to give him a lot of value. It's unlikely that Stevens will be crossing that part of the jungle, but at least an attempt at vision secured, and more importantly, picking up that trinket means that if he does go for some gank towards the bot side, as he's pathing to the top bot. Yes. Hello.
Can I just look at Nautilus's items for a second?
Oh, is that a bug? Are we bugged?
I was fiddling with my score screen. I hope, but he doesn't have little blue things flying around him. Weapon.
Whoops.
Apart from jungle, taking no item on support is probably the worst thing in the game.
Yeah, that's kind of awkward.
Other lanes is like, oh, we just miss out on some stats, which really sucks, but it happens. Support, yeah, that's how you're gonna get items. You need to upgrade the support item as fast as you can. Like sometimes it's a rush from support players to see you can get the item up, get more wards out, get more pressure. Oh, decent amount of damage from mid lane, but yeah, this is gonna really suck bot lane.
Yeah, I think they were really hoping for that crash of the wave so to get the reset and get Sojourline back to base to get that item and start actually getting some gold under his belt, but at the moment not to be. But the great news is that the rest of the map is winning. Hook lands.
Blaz's bot lane, he's going to jump in, the stun. And the Guardian was enough to keep him alive for a second. Flash from Morgan, and there's a kill in top lane as well as a Mogus fan goes down.
Yeah, 2 successful ganks on both sides of the map, and both bear fruit as the Diana goes straight down towards the bot side. We talked about this Diana being not really known for her aggression only in the early game, but Blasm makes it work with the path down to...
Looking for it again. This is pretty good. Sharky's pushing up. He might get something off here. Doesn't press the kill button, so doesn't happen.
Yeah, not a lot of CC to lock down Sharky with the flash available, so thinks better of it, does Blasm, but all in all, I think all going quite well for the Jade Dragon side, even despite the slight foible on missing the support item on Sotrolene, who now has that. Thank God. And I think you're actually feeling pretty good. Question marks we had around this Syndra being able to just keep the Talon pinned under his tower has not really come to fruition, and so far I think all the lanes are holding their own except for that top side, punished for a little bit of over-aggression, but you can see for the most part the Olaf really was running that lane. He's even taking the ghost, so if any aggressive plays start to happen, he can just run you down.
Yeah, Talon's getting a decent push off here, and if he can get a wave shoved in right when someone needs help, perfect for him. At the moment, Kelsey top lane pushing in could be an option. He has 2 options for good lanes to gank if he can get a wave shoved in at the moment. And Diana's looking bot side, so that should be where he's looking. Shove that in, run bot. Warwick's going to be here too, looking for some vision. Will he spot Diana out for the bot lane is the question. And there's pings.
Ships in the night, it's fine. You've got that scuttle down as well, so you can't really step up, but you can see that with the priority from the bot side, this bot lane is going to move up in and take the space that they can, maybe dissuade a bit of that aggression from the Diana if they didn't quite know she was there. Of course, jungle reading means that you might have been aware that the Diana could have been bot side, but maybe they'll never know how close they came to disaster.
Oh my god.
Man.
Kelsey has the double E and he will get it, doesn't die from tower shot, and yeah, Amogus Fan burned the ghost as we saw earlier, but it wasn't enough. He still lost the trade even when he burned ghost and sprinted at Kelsey. Kelsey just backed off, waited for the ghost to go down, waited for his cooldowns to come back up, and then bursted him.
Yeah, really rough stuff up towards that top side. Hook is going to land. Sotrolene finds it.
It's a decent half health for half health trade, but Blasm is mid, but Sharkky has backup. Don't worry about it. They're going for Kasumi. He is getting low. Blasm only level 4. Kasumi has the 6 available to him. Ultimate's still up, but he can't get in there. Doesn't have the mana to do enough spells to kill anybody either way. And yeah, Knights are going to win this one.
All just comes down to that interaction that we were talking about in Champ Select, where the Talon just can't dive directly at the Syndra because Scatter the Weak just shuts you down every single time, and you saw it there, and with that range disadvantage, everyone just limps away and gets poked away by the Syndra. So a nice attempt by Blasm, who's still looking for that farm to get up to that level 6 mark where he will be more effective, but is at least finding some opportunities, even if they are coming up short.
Yeah, he should have picked Katarina instead of Talon, right?
Yeah. I think Talon's... I mean, they're both weird choices here, right? Like, we don't really see a lot of Talon, and I guess it makes sense alongside the Diana. Sotrolene getting chased out. And we're all just chilling.
Decent pressure on mid lane by... Oh, that's Olaf coming out. Mungus fan. I was looking for junglers' names. I'm like, hold on, neither of them are playing Olaf. Not used to Olaf top lane, but yeah, coming down, clearing some vision out, getting some pressure onto mid lane. Talon needs all the help he can get. As you can see, this is the situation that Talon is in. The only way he can get on his mid laner is to jump, and he just gets pushed away.
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward move by Olaf, actually, because he's just sacrificing priority and straight up minions under tower in the top side. He's gone for a weird build as well, some sort of lethality item. Maybe he just sits on this dirt for early power, but I don't know what this builds into that's actually worth having for the Olaf.
Eclipse Olaf?
I guess. This is just the craziness we see in these plat games.
Into plat, baby, let's go.
Yeah. Ooh, nice Scatter of the Weak. Sharkky is just taking it to Kasumi now that those levels are coming on the queue.
Oh, CC immune, Kelsey. Holding off on the W to wait, but he does it too late and just stands there and dies. Should have just tried to back out, but too late, too little too late. And here comes Cerulean getting knocked up, stunned. Blasm doesn't get hit by the Braum Q even. I guess Braum was trying to predict the dodge, but, you know, that's the worst feeling in the world where you're like, alright, he's going to dodge, throw my Q here, and he outplays you by not outplaying you.
The challenger unduke, as it will. But,
exactly.
Kasumi is now just in a really rough spot. I feel like the time that was spent by the Diana just really hasn't netted anything other than that single assist, and now Kasumi is at a point where his opponent in the Syndra has enough levels in the queue to just be able to insta-clear waves, has Scatter the Weak for protection, and this lane hasn't really been unlocked for Kasumi, which means that the rest of the map, you can see priority in the bot side. This Lucian is still very potent, even without the Nami. And what initially looked pretty good for the red team is now at a point where I think unless something majorly changes here, they're just going to get drowned out.
Disco party in the jungle at the moment.
Oh, Sharkky, he lands those.
Yeah, it's just bully after bully. Oh, Lucian should be able to get out here as long as he doesn't get knocked up too much. A lot of pressure into this bot side jungle. Dragon is not up for a good 3 minutes, so a lot of pressure down here. Even if you get kills, you can't really transfer it into anything at the moment, whereas if we go on the top side where Amogus fan is, got some pressure up here, we could get some Herald action going on, grab some tower platings before they drop off.
Yeah, one thing you can at least get for your... Well, actually, I think that's just even compounding the wins for the blue side here, because this Herald, if they do take it, means that they can actually get something out of the pressure they've had in bot and top. Yes, you are kind of, maybe sort of losing in the top side, going even at the very least, but it really does feel like you're just controlling the pace of the game. And I go back to the point that I made about this Nautilus, where he just hasn't been able to have the impact on the map. And speaking of impact on the map, here's
Kasumi is gonna... Wow, if he gets a kill...
He's out.
That would have been insane. Imagine losing all lane long, and then as soon as someone comes to gank, is when you get the solo kill. That was almost the case there for Kasumi. Among Us fan, you're a pretty high level analyst, Weapon. Talk to me about Among Us fan's build right now.
I don't know. It's early power. The lethality items feel good early on. I guess that's all I can say.
Okay, what about the crit cloak?
We're seeing a crit Olaf. Yeah, like I don't know.
I don't remember the last time I saw Olaf put any crit items, but
I don't.
I'm excited. Is he going Dirk into Bloodthirster? Please tell me that.
Hey, Sharky's found Blazon.
Yeah, he has the ult available. Surely, no, he doesn't. But I'm not sure who got it. I think Blazon just walked over it and didn't pick it up. No, he did pick it up. Never mind. Sharky doesn't have E available, but the save by Seth, and he will maybe pick up on Among Us fan here too. Sharky's nearby, but Among Us fan has so much power early on that he just manages to blast his way through all that shielding from the E code. I was going to back off from this one, and wow, Weapon.
Yeah, so far the superstar of this match really has been Sharky, just controlling that mid lane and then just there buying so much time and space for the collapse to come in from his teammates to ensure that they did lose the Herald in the end, but really nice performance there to make sure they were able to get something back on that play. And I think the only real place you can drop that Herald now is towards the top side, but Renekton has been holding his own in this matchup, and with this Gore Drinker build, he is going to be more useful as the game goes on, and that Thorn Whip going to help him maybe even hold some more of that priority up towards the top side, which maybe means that Herald drop, we just may not even see it as the game continues at this pace. And Sharky is landing those.
Yeah, there's been a lot of focus on mid lane, but I do want to take some time to talk about Kasumi. He almost got a solo kill when he got ganked. He has equal farm in a lane that we've been talking about he's supposed to be losing. He hasn't died, even though there's been so much pressure and attention from everyone involved. He is doing a really good job of not blundering this lane, just going even, biding his time until he can find some sort of an opportunity. He's a level up right now.
Yeah, but the issue is that he is playing an assassin, and assassins by design need to get early kills because lethality just falls off with armor itemization. You know, any amount of armor itemization plays into that crazy algorithm that that lethality calculates its damage by. So his job is not going to get easier, and it's okay. There's a dragon take, and I was wondering if we should talk about it, but it's just a clean take by the blue side.
Oh, here we go. He's going to die one of the tower. Among Us fan is so aggressive up in his top lane. He had Ghost available, didn't pop that. I would have not been surprised if he had have, but with this build, he's just pounding Kelsey into the ground. 36 mil turret platings and they're getting some mid. That's pretty good.
Yeah, actually really good. Injection of gold into this Talon, and maybe
Kelsey
he will
finally picks up the solo kill. That's what he's been waiting for.
Yeah, that was sick. Finally goes in with that Renekton, getting tankier and tankier as this game goes on, and has those Ninja Tabis, Berserker. What are they called now? What have they been called since like 2017?
They're Ninja Tabi weapon.
Yeah, they're Ninja Tabis, thank you. But he's got Ninja Tabis, which means that lethality itemization coming in from the Olaf just doesn't really mean as much, and he's able to withstand it. Now has the Gore Drinker completed, so this top lane is going to get rougher and rougher for a Mogus fan. Again, it feels like the narrative for this red team is that they need to be able to help each other out, but they just haven't been able to do so just with the priority that's been bought.
Speaking of helping each other out, they're going down a bot lane, ulting the Lucian, but he manages to get out. Cosmo's in dead. Oh, my mouth just stopped working. Their code got knocked up, died. Kelsey's bot lane. There's so many stuns going off. The help from the blue team. Here we go. Knights are here. Takes 2 kills back for themselves, and that is huge for Knights.
Yeah, really nice play there by Kelsey to just teleport into the middle of the play.
Here we go, another kill. Kasumi is in trouble. He's going to get feared. They're predicting Sharky could have waited a little bit longer, but it doesn't matter. He has so much damage that CC is not necessary.
The outplay button is pressed, and Sharky once again finds a kill on his opposite number. And the first tower is dropped by Olaf towards the top side, so keeping it competitive, the gold total is basically even, but you have to feel like this is going to start swinging in the side of the Knights eventually with the pressure they're putting on across the map. And Kelsey is getting to that point where he's just going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the Olaf. And Kaiser nearly dies on
Among
the
Us fan has a noon quiver.
Yes, this is a lot right now.
He's an ADC. Let's go.
He's giving us a lot.
And he's not even winning these trades anymore. Kelsey can just dip in and out. But if Kelsey's going to stand there and fight, it's not going to work out too well for him. He's going to die so low. But here comes Stefanos. He saves him. Stefans, should I say. Oh my god. He baited him just enough. Just stood at the edge like, come on, I'm right here. There's a crocodile tail. You can just grab it.
It's just Gore Drinker, dude. He just healed up at the last second, and then the Warwick comes in to get the final kill. Warwick's also going through a bit of tech. He's going for the Blade of the Ruin King second, which I respect. Why not? If you're going to brawl a lot, let's just go for it and hit someone a lot of times.
Yeah. It's such a strong item now as well. They unlocked it so that ADCs can make better use of it. What do you think of the crit changes, by the way?
Yeah, really interesting. I want to see how they affect champions like Jhin, because you're not gated by the need to go for a Phantom Dancer item that previously he would have had to get that crit unlock. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that champion. Also pretty decent for Ezreal with the Essence Reaver buff now that he's going crit. It'll be interesting. We're not seeing it here because we're seeing champions we've been seeing for many, many patches and basically the same builds.
Lucian has double longsword, so that's not a Blade of the Ruin King, and it's not Infinity Edge.
It is not. It's also worth noting that this is a Kraken Slayer on the Lucian, where I think everything about this team you're seeing makes me want to go for a Gale Force for the extra switching members. Yeah, well, that too, yeah. But
you need to run from so many things to get away. Keep safe. Braum's going to do his best. Here comes Stephens in the top lane. He's getting beat up though. CC immune. Look at this build. Everyone's making fun of it, but who's going to make fun of it now? Among Us fan beating heads in, and there's a death here too. Sharkky is going to pick up Soy. This is the Iron to Plat that I've been waiting for. It's been so passive all game for an Iron to Plat game. We need to get some fighting going on. That's what I came here for.
Definitely has the potential to get bloody, and this mid lane tower is going to be the next target on Sharky's
Good stun! Morgan might die, but he tries to give it to one of his teammates, and Morgan IRL is going to get out of there.
And that's just mid lane secured, nice and easily for the blue side. They're even going to rotate down towards
Free
this
dragon.
Not even an attempt on the Rift Herald. They know that they've just been pushing their opponents around the map for the vast majority of this game, and they have this Lucian now sitting on that Mythic Spike, very likely going to be his second item soon, which is where the Lucian wants to be at that power spike, and they can basically take any fight at this time.
Speaking of any fight, the plan was to dip out, but as soon as they see Kelsey, they realize they're a man down, they can't do this. Not killing Worgen there was fine because how low he got basically was his death. They could just freely go and take objectives. They know Worgen has to back or he's going to die in the fight. So 4v5, easy objective there. Rift 2 is still up, but not for very much longer. And Knights are just pretty much taking control of this game. It's not too high of a gold lead at the moment, 2k only, considering how well they've been doing recently. So it's still... team fights are still for sure winnable. I think a lot of gold is on Among Us fan, as he's scary at the moment.
He is quite large, has the shield bow completed as well, so a little bit of upside for his build where he's going to get that shield in fights and in those 1v1 duels. We've seen it a few times where he's been able to just eke out the victory. It feels like the Renekton's been giving as good as he gets, but contest around the Herald, everyone's circling like sharks.
If they don't kill this instantly, if they get delayed even slightly, it's going to despawn, but looks like they're backing off. Knights are going to pick this one up.
Just an easy secure, and with the first ring of outers down as well, they now have the ability to drop this potentially on a side lane. Actually, they still have a top lane tower. I spoke too soon. Kaiser was hiding it. But any one of those outers, if they can get them, are high value targets. Remember, they were I guess, buffed.
Kasumi's looking for Kelso. He's pretty tanky. Kasumi backing off.
Surely.
Scared of the heal, scared of the Dominus, and yeah, he's going to get out of there. Kasumi's just not finding a lot this game, man. He's 0-1-0. 0 kill participation on an assassin who runs around the map trying to get as much kill participation as possible. It's a rough one for Kasumi this game.
Yeah, it just comes down to that Syndra pressure. He just hasn't been able to get out of the lane. With the more aggressive jungler and the Warwick as well, means that he was visited more than his own jungler. Blasm needed time to farm up to that point. And now, Blasm isn't even that strong at this point. He's only just gotten his Nashor suit, which is not the spike that Diana's generally play for. And it looks like he's actually going for a bit of a tank build as well, which it is weird, but I don't even know what to say about that, because it feels like they don't quite have enough damage at all already, and going for those one shots with the Talon Diana probably should have been the order of the day, but this at least gives them some sort of survivability in team fights that they're not really favored in anyway.
Yeah, she doesn't really have a lot of, she's tanky, but if she doesn't one shot, Syndra's going to just push her away. And then her ult is going to be knocked towards her team. Nothing much is going to come from it. Maybe in a different setting, tank would be okay, because then you could sit on top of their team, get used of that. I can't remember what the tanky item's called. The purple one.
The purple one, Jack Show.
Jack Show. You get used to that Jack Show, start draining off people, sitting in their team, but you're going to jump in, get pushed back, their team's going to run away, and then you haven't one-shot somebody and you're not tanking anything because they've just left. So it's going to be really difficult to make use of the build that he's going for, I think.
I think the tank Diana used to work because you would have other primary damage.
Among Us fan is in trouble. There's no ult for Syndra, so he could kill Sharkky! So close!
Oh, nearly shattered the deathless record in the Mcom Plat trials, but Sharkky does live to see another day, and he is looking really impressive in this game. Definitely a player to look out for in future games. I think I would just want to call out just how well I think the Knights have been playing in general, just how cohesive they've looked compared to their opposite numbers. And maybe it comes down to just individual players. I think the individual players are playing well, but it really does look like they just know how to come together as a team, and have to credit the coaching of the Mcom staff.
So something we've been tasked to do, and I want to add to it. We've been tasked to find, try and look for MVP. What do we think is one of the most valued players in the game? I want to add to that and add the MEP, the most entertaining player, and that is definitely going to go to Collector Olaf top lane. For sure.
Yeah, it definitely gets my vote for most entertaining. He's gotten a couple of kills out of it as well, so you can't say it's not effective either. But space being taken by code 936, looking to challenge this dragon. Teleport coming in.
Okay, Kelsey's behind, and he's getting beaten up. Curls, assuming he got out. Here we go. The fight is starting. Blasm, there's a lot of CC, but not the health bars are dropping. They're not getting cleaned up, but that should be enough just to bonk them off the dragon so they can finish this off. No confirmed kills, considering they're this far ahead, is not the worst, but I feel like Jade Dragons maybe wanted to try and make something a bit better out of that.
Yeah, potentially probably wanted to contest a little bit more, but really good space taken by 936 to just walk in there with the shield up whenever he could, and just kind of dare them to come at him, and then he funneled them into the choke point where they were just able to unleash hell, and really good teleport by Kelsey coming in from the backside of the fight just to create even more chaos and let the Lucian do his work. And now full mid lane priority, you can see they're moving up towards this Baron. They're going to probably set up triangle vision and look to contest, but Amogus fan has just lived in this side lane. No teleport to speak of means that he isn't really able to join fights on a dime like Kelsey has been able to, and has been so effective multiple times throughout this game. But it does mean that with this build, he kills things real fast. And if he wants to kill minions and just create a threat on the side lane, he has been able to do that thus far.
Yeah, he has attack speed, he has a decent amount of AD. I feel like if at any time you just kind of blink and leave him alone for a while, 2 towers are going to die. So at least it's something to keep an eye out for the Knights. They need to always have that in the back of their mind.
I hope that's a GA. Like, chain armor, that better be a GA.
I was thinking, what kind of memey things is he going to build with this chain armor?
That's definitely the most fun you could have playing this build, I think. Probably one of the most fun things you could do playing League of Legends is go full crit Olaf and build a GA. So you die twice and hope your team cleans up for you. But
you'll need 40% crit now, right? So he could go Infedge next item.
This is amazing.
Please tell me he builds Infedge after he builds his GA.
Oh, he better. Or like Navori? Navori!
Oh my god, Navori would be so good.
He can go Navori.
He doesn't even need to pick his Q up at that point, he can just keep throwing him anyway. Why would I move to pick my Q up when I could auto-attack to pick my Q up?
Yeah, But speaking of builds, by the way, confirmation, it is going to be the Radiant Virtue on the Diana, so looking to buff up the team more than anything, I guess.
It gives you a bunch of health when you ult. There's a lot of people abusing this item at the moment. It's pretty strong. It's like really broken on Zac and a bunch of other champions that are like, when they jump into the fight, they want to use their ultimate. It's decent on a Mumu, but normally when you ult on a Mumu, everyone's stunned. Zac is really good with this item, so I can see it working. But again, like we're talking about, I feel like more damage probably would have been the best idea here.
Yeah, it just kind of delays your item, your damage spike. You know, it gets you. You're really looking for that break point with Diana, where you can one shot one or two members of the team, and you're just not going to
Here
find that.
we go, Soy in trouble. Lots of CC to follow up. 5 members here. Kasumi does a lot of damage in the backline. Pretty decent job for an assassin, but here's Blasm. There's not a lot of damage. He's not tanking for very long, and that is a big problem for this team right now. Kelsey running in. Here's Worgen. Has a lot of damage here. Worgen can maybe clean this up if... No, I was going to say if Nautilus got off a decent hook, but that's unfortunate. Really good plays there by Masana, just dodging out everything. 403 on this Lucian. Hopefully we see him going IE next. He has Essence Reaver now. People need to abuse this new IE change. It's so good.
It's so sick. But dude, you could see right there exactly what we were talking about. How long that fight went on. The Lucian Syndra got multiple rotations of the spells off because there's just not enough damage and not enough threat to the backline. Diana hit something like a 4-man ultimate there, and they all survived. They were all able to kite back, reassess their battle lines. Code 936 bought so much time for the fight to be readjusted for the blue side, and they're able to just brawl their way out with the Renekton in the front, soaking up the damage and creating threat on the back line. And it's just so simple for the blue team to just navigate through these fights. It looked a bit dicey, of course. You know, they did go down to 2 members, but until the damage comes in from the Diana, and unless the talent is able to find the backline, these fights are so hard for the Red Squad to navigate. You're really looking at, like, I think Kai'Sa has to get more active and start really diving in there and putting her neck on the line to find the kills, because they can't win these grindy front to backs.
I see some confusion in the chat as to why Olaf has double pickaxe. It's the new item path for Death Dance. You need double pickaxe to do it. So that is why he has that. That was my first thought when I saw the chain vest, but not as fun as GA. Let's just pray for IE 4th item. We'll hope for that one. But yeah, I feel like Worgen here is gonna be the one to look out for. If anyone's gonna carry this game for Jade Dragons, it's gonna be Worgen. He needs to be funneled as much resources as possible. Code is running straight on in though. Kasumi coming from the back line. Can he make something happen? But gets completely shut down by Stevens. And okay, not too bad so far. And here we go. Jade Dragons are going to look to win their first fight. Sharkky gets exhausted. Among Us fan is going to flash on top. And damn weapon, we finally got our first Jade Dragon team fight win because Kelsey's not there.
Kelsey's not there, is up on the top side, knocking down an inhibitor, so getting something back for his team, see if he gets out here, as I think Sotraline is going to line up that hook. But it was a really awkward fight for the blue side. First of all, Code 936 got caught trying to poke in and buy some space for his team to get some pressure on the Dragon, but he just gets hooked by Sotraline. Really nice hook to find the support. And then the peel just isn't quite there. You can see his team looking to try and back up the Braum, get him out of dodge, and then they get funneled into this choke point where Masana and Sharkky do their absolute best, but they just don't quite have the range to really interact with that fight safely, so they have to kind of just disengage awkwardly, and then they get ran down. And it is finally that big team fight win we were looking for the red team. So gold totals are now even. We are now looking at the Baron dance starting at 30 minutes, and we may actually be in a world where this is a red team victory, Mayhem.
Yeah, the more Jade Dragons can delay here, the problem with getting an inhib and not being able to finish is top lane will never be able to be farmed by knights for the next couple minutes. That is going to be shoved all the way in, and you're giving an extra 90 gold and a bunch of experience to Jade Dragon. So if we can get Worgen up there, never mind. Oh my goodness gracious, that would literally have ended the game. Weapon that would have been Baron. They would have ran down top lane with their inhibs. So that is the benefit of having an inhib down for your team, is if you do make a pick like Sharkky almost did, you have 2 super minions running down top lane. That's game over at that point. They tank the towers, you kill everything. But that was so close.
So close. But look at the lane assignments that you can afford to have here as the blue side. You've got Kelsey down towards the bot lane, just putting pressure and just threatening to take tower after
Perks
tower.
of having TP.
Yeah, it has the TP as opposed to the Ghost, which means that the Olaf is being forced to split the short side of the map and has to be on hand to collapse into the fights. Now he has the Death Dance. He does have some survivability, but Sharkky will melt him. But Amogus fan, dude, most entertaining player, but for sure. He's just in the enemy's face, and he shouldn't be.
Yeah. He did pretty well in that last team fight, smashing through the enemy defenses. He was like 3 kills less than his dash. He's trying to even the score up now. And, he's going IE, dude, look, he's doing it. Oh, I could not be happier. Oh my god. Blasden's level, look at his level of 14 to Kelsey running at him level 18. I guess both junglers are the same, but I feel like they're behind where they could and should be. Kasumi, 2 levels on Sharkky. Although Sharkky's been playing really well, Kasumi's just found so much farm. Look at him. Almost 100 farm above his laning opponent. Hasn't found a lot of early game kills, but I feel like a lot of these team fights, there's a lot of focus on stopping Kasumi from killing the enemy team and not focusing on killing Worgen. So because they're focusing on Kasumi's dive, that is creating a lot of area for them to just run around, do what they want, because Stevens is using his ult. Code is looking to deal with that as well. Kasumi's just been getting in, doing some damage, and then stealthing out, and it's so huge for their team.
Yeah, it just remains to be seen if he can get to that breakpoint where he can get the assassination off. Looks like he's building up towards one of those armor pen capstone items, so a little bit more damage on those squishies, and potentially frontline if he does have to deal with it is going to certainly help as game goes on. Probably going to be the Sereldas, actually. Tends to be the choice here. But we're in a bit of a gap in the game where nothing's really going to happen. Both sides just farming up and looking to re-establish vision control around the Baron, currently in the hands of the red squad. But
perfect.
No
Gives me some time to ask you about who your choice is for MVP.
MVP, I do, it's Sharkky, it's for sure. Like, he's been a monster, and Syndra's not an easy champion to play. Like, you have to know what you're doing to land those scatter the weeks, and it feels like he just doesn't miss them, as he does just miss one there. But more often than not, he's finding that target, setting it up for his team, and if the blue squad does win here, I think Sharkky just has to be a big part of that.
Is it sad that I'm leaning almost towards Amogus fan as MVP?
I mean, you're voting with your heart, not your brain, and I respect it.
It's so hard though, because he's doing really well in team fights. But
wait,
if not, oh my god, this is a free Baron.
I don't even know.
There.
Oh no.
Well, at least we got vision on their blue buff.
Yeah. Now, this is where us casters, we cover challenger games. We get to see the whole map. We know what the play should be, but these players make it go. Like, in every other world, you're looking to retake Baron area because you need control of that pit. Otherwise, this happens.
Kasumi's in trouble. He just jumped that wall, so he can't jump back over, and he face plants into the enemy team. That is a really bad start. They got Masana low enough that maybe this is a doable fight. Missed hook there by Soy. This is going slow. Kelsey jumps in. All his health bar drop. He's taken up for now. This is pretty good. Among Us fan is running in, but he will get kited to death. Amazingly played fight here by Knights. They may have lost the Baron, but they haven't lost the war. Morgan kiting like a mad lad. This is going to be a huge fight if they can turn this one around. But Syndra teleports in. They have the Baron TP. So Code is going to block one of the TPs, but here we go. This is going to be a Worgen versus Sharkky 1v1. Directed camera, stop showing me the important info. Stop it! I don't care. The dragon is dying. The base is dying. Worgen is going in. Sharkky is tanking the tower. There's one hit left on the tower. Worgen's going to kill him. Oh, I'm so glad that stupid directed cam didn't show us about dragon. I had to take control for myself, their weapon.
And I'm glad you did, because I completely missed it, but that was ridiculous. Sharkky just goes straight into the enemy base, gets it done, opens up the inhibitor for the kill, and more importantly, down towards the bot side, Masana has the team fight of his life and is able to pick up that last Chemtech Drake. So those fights, which we've been seeing going longer and longer, as certainly there is damage being picked up by the Red Squad, but these fights are long, they are grindy, and that Chemtech Drake with the bonus damage and the resistances is going to help as you get lower and lower throughout these fights.
Guess what? Culling is going to slow now. That's going to be fun to deal with. And it's not just going to be like, I can't remember the item is called, Sorelda's, where you slow the target you're hitting. Never mind, hold on, we'll talk about that in a second. Code just got hooked, but he's so tanky with the shield, he should be fine. Sorelda's is going to make you slow your target, but with this Hextech Dragon, it is like a little static shiv, if you guys remember what that item is. And it's going to hit the whole team and slow like 3 or 4 people. That's going to be pretty good for chasing them down. If you can land that, then Sharkky can land a stun to follow it up. Pretty decent combo if they try to use that.
Would be, but we're on a Chemtech Drake, dude.
Isn't that the one that slows? Or is that...
No, it's the one that gives you damage resistance the lower you get.
What?
Yeah. It's a new one.
My brain!
It's fine. Yeah, it's relatively new. And it's certainly better than the old Chemtech Drake. Man, that thing sucked.
I think it was broken.
It was such a pain, especially when you're against like a Scion. By the way, speaking of Scion, while we have a moment, like, lethality Scion, why is that allowed?
I haven't seen it in a long time, actually.
I played against it the other day, and I like wanted to scream.
But it can get one-shot by so many things.
I was playing Renekton.
You just jump behind him.
Yeah, like, that's the plan, right? But then he just turns around and like bops you. It was rough. It was a rough game. It was also like 3 a.m., so I probably wasn't playing my best League of Legends. But
what do you mean? That's the best time to play League.
It is not. I like 3 a.m. solo queue is not the time. I don't care what anyone says.
What's the peak time? I don't even know. Oh my, dude, crits!
Like
look at these crits by Among Us fan. It's so beautiful. Yeah, he's going another one. He's got another crit cloak, dude. It's happening.
It's happening. He's got the IE already.
60% crit on the way. Oh, he already has 60. He's going 80% crit. Let's go.
What could he possibly be building now?
Fandom Dancer? Let's pray.
Yeah. He'd be hitting attack speed cap with W up. Well, I guess what it does mean is that Kelsey...
hold on. Kasumi's in trouble here. Worgen is still alive in the backline, though. That might be the saving grace. Blasm tanking up. The ultimate is living him alive for so long, but it's not enough. It's not enough. The, what is that item called? I literally don't even know. Radiant Virtue. It gives you bonus health and stuff when you ult. He survived for like half a second longer and then just died regardless. Yeah, I think you're right. Look at this. Sharkky, MVP for sure. Damage strong. Playing really well. Landing so many good stuns all game long. And it looks like Knights are going to take this one out. Among Us fan, he will try and turn, but with the crit, you have to be able to hit to be able to crit. That's the rules. And Knights are going to lose this one. I mean, they're going to win this one.
No, Knights going to win this one. They win it. Great news.
But now our beautiful faces are on the screen.
You talk about, I don't know what screen we're on. My camera's probably busted, but dude, a fun game for sure. Like,
Among Us fan, most damage, by the way.
Most damage. For, like, was it ever even in doubt? Look at you have the graph on screen.
Not on screen, but yeah, it's there.
Look, okay, the number, by the way, is 39,698. Closest was
8,000 more than Sharkky.
Yeah, 8,000 more than Sharkky. So pretty good, but definitely MVP of that match was Sharkky for sure. I think Masana had a bit of a quiet game early on, but definitely ramped up and showed us what to do on the Lucian. But I really just want to praise the cohesiveness that we saw from the Blue squad, where they were moving around as a unit, they were taking space where they needed to, had that one fumble where they didn't retake Baron after full control was ceded after that last fight, but overall...
And they instantly won a team fight, which rectified the problem, and they just moved on from there.
Sometimes you just get given a freebie, and they certainly got given a couple of freebies that game, and dude, most entertaining player. Like, a Mogus fan, what a guy.
I don't think I've ever seen Kritola before. I think maybe I've seen it in AREF or something like that, but definitely not in an important on-stream game. Let's go. That was awesome.
I mean, these are plat trials, so maybe he's just looking to impress with, like, style, where other players may be looking to impress with that substance.
I mean, see, the problem is you want to impress coaches and other teammates instead of impressing the casters, because that's all you really did. You just impressed us. It's me and Weapon that are happy. The viewers in the chat are happy. Your teammates are like, "What are you doing? Stop, please." But as far as entertainment goes, that's all I care about, so we're happy Among Us stream, good job.
Flat screens, good times, we love it. So we got another game, right?
Yeah, we do.
Hey, featuring some pals of us and our
podcast. Oh, no.
So it's Mcom Starcasters versus Cavalry. I don't know how close we are to getting this game. Do we do a break, do you reckon? Dude, I'm so slow.
It starts at 7, and we can talk for 7 minutes if you want. I'm down to get a break.
Do it. Do we have a lobby? No. I think let's let Latte do the lobby, and we'll be back. Sound good?
Yeah, works for me. All right, BRB. 7 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. Go somewhere. Go get some food. Go get some drinks. Go get a wet cloth and just drench it in the coldest water you can find and just dab all over arms, legs, everything. Get your fan on, aircon if you've got it. Jeez, yes, cold shower. Go have an ice bath. I don't know.
No, I was saying that, like...
Can we bring back the ice bucket challenge just for today? That's what we need. Okay. Go get cooled off, go get a drink. Keep hydrated, because you can really get some serious heat stroke problems if you're not paying attention to your body at the moment. Keep safe. We'll be back. BRB.
Wish my friends and I could celebrate, but these plans keep falling through because there's always something. Say that you want me when I'm in the room. Then when I ask you, tell me it's too soon. Guess all your words were too good to be true. I'm done waiting, sick of saving all my hope tonight, 'cause your empty promises don't satisfy. No more compromise, 'cause I don't need you to act like we're alright. You want me when I'm in the room. Then when I ask you, tell me it's too soon. Guess all your words were too good to be true. I'm done waiting, sick of saying I'm lost and numb, cold to the touch. I pretend like I don't remember your name. Every masterpiece built to blasphemy. When I close my eyes, yeah, I still see your face. We were the thunder and the lightning, burning fire that started from the spark. I would spare you just to watch you twirl. It was us against the world. You were the rain falling on my skin. Yeah, I was dying when you pulled me in. I was your rebel and you were my girl. It was us against the world. It was us against the world.
Yellow, we are back. I'm here with Weapon, and surprisingly, we got Sharkky with us.
The MVP. How you doing, dude?
Yeah, no, I'm doing good, eh?
Happy after the win? Pretty good?
Yeah, the boys are pretty stoked to be fair.
Yeah, nice.
Good outcome.
Yeah, so, like, dude, so, Flat Trials, we're here. Like, tell me about your road to, like, getting here and joining the Mcom organization. How'd you get involved?
Oh, I probably met Razy probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. It was probably quite a while ago. And yeah, I've just been in teams. This is probably like my 3rd or 4th team in Mcom, just going in and out here, and then I got another call up, and here I am.
Nice, hell yeah. And obviously Mcom's an organization that does a lot of, they raise the players up, coaches and whatnot. Have you, how much involvement have you had with the coaches, and what are you kind of getting out of being part of the org?
It's good as, like, because I'm pretty rubbish, it's always good to get a bit of tips from the better players here and there. I haven't stuck in a team for probably more than 3 months, so it's kind of hard to say, but I'm looking forward to having a team that's consistent, let's say.
Yeah, sick. So you think that you're looking to keep this roster together with the lads you've got now?
Well, it's hard to say. We've only just come together in the last week or so, but it'd be good to have a consistent roster and everyone's keen to play, and there's not just one player that can never make it,
Yeah, of course. And I guess that's kind of all I had, because I think we have the next game up pretty soon. So I'll open the floor to you, dude. Anything you want to say? Shout-outs you want to give?
No, you say I'm MVP, but the whole team's MVP, everyone played well, and yeah, that's all I got.
Sure. Yeah, it's definitely a team effort, but you look pretty damn good on the Syndra, so definitely keen to see you do it again. I'll let you go, celebrate your team, queue up the solo queue, do what you got to do. Thanks for joining us, man.
Cheers. Thank you.
It sucks to have to go. I was going to be like, yo, was Kelsey taking notes on how to play Olaf? Like, is he going to do that next game? Is that the plan?
Yeah, like, definitely. I want to see the resurgence of the Amogus fan.
Inf Edge Olaf, let's go. Oh, so, if we have another game like that tonight, I'm going to be beaming the whole time. I'm so excited. I miss Iron Play. It's so fun.
They get wild. It's actually been a while since I did an Iron Flat event. I think the last one I did was for our pals over at Avalanche. I see you in chat, Noah. Thanks for joining us. But where are we at with Blobby, dude?
I just got invited. I'll invite you now, and then we're pretty much good to go. And to go into the next game, we could just keep talking the whole time. Envy, I can talk smack about him the whole time. He's bronze 2.
You cannot.
He's bronze 2. Let's go.
You can't restrain yourself. I was actually gonna say. So I have a proposal. This could fall apart really, really quickly. Now, classically, of course, I'm a color caster. You're a play-by-play. I think you know where I'm going with this.
No, I have no idea.
You want a roll swap?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right, we'll give it a shot. Look, I reserve full right to pull the cord if I feel like I'm just screwing up this cast, but let's do it.
Okay, I have to switch brains to analytical.
All right. I mean, dude, we didn't get a break to talk about this, but I feel like you play-by-play like freak, where you do like the color play-by-play role, and that's why I'm actually pretty confident that we can pull this up.
Yeah, I keep catching myself. I'm like, oh shit, I overanalyze. It's not really my job. I'm supposed to just say what's happening and just say it's pretty cool, and then go, what happened?
It's bad.
My brain tries to think of why things happened.
Yeah, it's fine, but we do have
okay.
Starcasters versus Mcom Cavalry. Of course, you're familiar with at least one of these players. But a couple of these names do stick out to me. Of course, we do know that Rediol. We met. I don't want to dox him by giving his real name, but we did meet him before the stream. And Easy Life, I think, is someone I've seen in a couple of other plat tournaments. Let's do some OPGG deep dives. Why not?
Korean Weeb is another name that sticks out to me too. He's
Yeah.
plat 1 already. So
Nice.
he gonna be scary.
Yeah, don't look at my OPGG.
I think I remember him being a mid laner, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Korean Wave. That's the first name I'll type in. Let's do it.
Righto.
All right. Yeah, plat 1. I see it. An Ivan top game, which I highly respect. I hope we see that.
Oh my god, if we get Olaf, crit Olaf, and then Ivan top, I'm gonna cry.
Incredible. Truly incredible.
Oh, this would be so fun.
And we are ready to go. I guess we'll give the teams the /R.
Oh yeah.
And get ready to kick this thing off.
I said Envy's bronze lol. He tapped in the chat. Hush mayhem, it's TFT.
Alright. This rivalry just
it's
end.
friendly. We're not upset with each other. It's all good.
I know. Alright. We are getting ready to kick this
If
thing
I
off.
genuinely had a problem with him, I wouldn't say it on stream. I'd just
Yeah.
I'd bite my tongue and go on with the cast. Because it's
A
friendly,
vision.
lol, he's bronze XD.
A vision of professionalism. It's definitely as a name I've seen before, of course. You know, he streams, so is pretty active on the old Twitch. But
Envy? Yeah.
yeah.
He makes YouTube shorts now too. It's crazy. Look at him go.
Ooh.
Content creator.
Jumping on the new content.
Exactly.
Dude, I had to uninstall TikTok because I would just spend hours like on there, and YouTube Shorts is threatening to do the same thing. It just triggers the ADHD brain.
Yeah. It's 10-second clips. Okay, I don't like this one. I can skip it. I get everything I need out of this 10-second clip. I can skip it. Okay, go to the next one. Cool.
Yeah, guys, you can press that start button because we are waffling. We're filling time, and I would like to.
Which I'm very happy to do. So don't worry about it.
Dude, don't get me wrong, I'm having a blast. But I also want to make my play-by-play re-debut. Because, fun fact, actually, my first cast that wasn't at a live event was actually accidentally a play-by-play cast because I had to fill in. And I remember, if any of y'all remember Steffo, he jumped in. He wasn't meant to be on that day, but he was listening. He was watching the stream. He jumped in, was like, dude, I hate this and I need to take over. So you're all in for a treat, as I'm excited. Picks. We do have picks and bans on our screen. Udyr going to be taken off, of course. Touched up on this patch a little bit, and we are underway. You've got these two teams vying to see who's going to make it through the plat trials. What else do we call it, man?
Yeah, that's good enough for me. I think it was pretty well designed in the game that Udyr could build lethality and two-shot tanks. That was pretty good.
Definitely a good way to go. Zach taken off the table. So
let's go Prowler's Blade of the Ruin King, and then the Scion with 10,000 health and 400 armor gets two-shot, and he's like, okay. Yeah, it was really well designed that he was better at killing tanks than anybody in the game. That was definitely something that should have been in the game, and I'm sad that that's gone. I miss it. Anyway, Maokai is said to be the most broken champ in the game, I've heard.
Probably not so much now. I'm gonna slip into color mode. It's very comfortable for me. His interaction with the demonic embrace has been slightly nerfed on this patch. It is generally looking like a bit of an old school pick ban phase here, actually, as the Nami taken off the table as well. Probably not something you need to do on the current patch, but if the enemy is comfortable with it...
Was Zach adjusted too? Because he was really ridiculous as well.
Yeah, I can see. I was looking at someone's OPGG earlier, one of the top 50 players, and they're just abusing the mid lane AP Jax, which is ridiculous. But of course, Jinx picked up, so have to see what response is. Maybe you do go for one of those Lucian pairings, maybe a Zeri if you want to go down that route of something that's hard meta.
I'm glad I'm not play-by-play, because then I don't have to play-by-play the Jinx's name.
Jinx? Oh, Korean Wave? No, wait. Milk. I'm just gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Milk.
I just love you figuring out what I was talking about. That slow transition.
Yeah, not a fan. We're gonna go with Milk.
Yeah, Milk works. That's good with me.
Why not? And of course, the Mumu locked in. It's going to be the Varus response to the Jinx. So looking for potentially maybe one of those hyper carries that can match the Jinx in the late game.
Yeah, Varus is for sure one of those picks. Attack speed, really good on him. Attack speed crit, burns through lots of tanks. Hecarim pretty good at the moment as well. Mumu, I like these jungle picks. They're pretty solid all around. We'll see what Easy Life has to show for Lulu Jinx. Not a bad pick. It's going to be pretty weak in the bot side for a long time. They're just going to look to sit back, chill out, not die. And later on in the game, that's when that is going to be really strong. But for now, it's going to be pretty slow.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking to scale up in that bot side. And looks like the final pick is going to be a mid lock in here.
That's Envy! Envy, you troll! No!
Teasing you with the Katarina hover. But
He did that on purpose.
Yeah, you have to think so. The Silas lock-in means that you do have mid laners to ban on the enemy side. Looks like the Cassiopeia is going to be taken off the board. A lot of target towards those solo lanes. It looks like it's going to be in this second rotation of bans. So Mordekaiser are taken off the table. And what do you want to see from the rest of this draft? I mean, you know Envious, of course.
Yeah. He's not too bad on Silas. Well, I'm kind of biased. I'm going to say he's bad on anything, but his Silas is alright. Let's see how many ults they give him so far. He has Hecarim ult. That's pretty good. Usually draft, once a Silas's pick, tends to almost scare teams into, oh, I was going to go on top, but I can't do that now. Even though my top lane is an on one trick, we can't go on because that's going to give it to Silas. So it kind of disrupts ban phase. At least in Iron to Plat. I'm not sure about Higher Halo, but Iron to Plat for sure. It's a panic. Oh my god, we can't give Silas a Malphite ult, even though we're going to go Malphite. We got to change everything. And it really throws a spanner in the game plan you had coming in a lot of the time.
Yeah, final bans are going to come through. It's going to be the Cassidy, so more focus on the mid lane, while topside focus for the blue squad as they take away the Wukong and the Mordekaiser, of course. Mordekaiser's been a bit of a terror in solo queue with those tanky builds, so good to see that taken off the table. Maybe looking to get yourself a stronger matchup towards the top side. Let's see what Lockett is on that R4.
2, 1. Blitzcrank. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I'm happy with this. He's really strong. I think at one point he had like a 55% win rate in solo queue. That was nightmarish. Every single game he was on, like, people weren't even banning him. He was just in every game, and I was really sick of it. But happy to see him in this sort of a situation. Really fun in 5v5. You get one pick, you can change a whole game. But at the same time, if you're not good with those hooks and you don't land any picks, you are a very bad champion.
Yeah, he is very all or nothing as the Blitzcrank. But he's got a couple of good targets. Of course, the Hecarims do tend to build a little bit squishier these days with those Mana Mune and more Bruiser-focused builds. Camille going to be the lock-in for the top side, so looking for an advantageous, maybe split-pushing matchup, something that can also involve in team fights. And the final lock-in here for the mid lane going to be...
Syndara. So Salas can't make a whole lot of good use out of Syndra ult. It's still useful, of course, because you can chuck a couple balls, but Syndra's strength is having 2 or 3 extra balls out on the map when you throw your ult, so you do like double the ult damage. So it's kind of more favor to her when she uses her ult, so it's not the best to steal, but it's still fine. And also, like we saw with the Talon, if your only way to get in is to jump, Syndra can knock you back, kind of keep you at bay. So it's a decent matchup there. And against the Camille, we're going to have a set.
Set locked in for the top side. Camille versus Set, going to be a battle of the bruisers. Have to feel like that favors the Set early, but now we see our lineups down the line. Mayhem, blue versus red. It's Starcasters versus Cavalry. Of course, we are. I think I'm offended because we are the Starcasters, but we'll let these guys have the spot.
Yeah, what the hell? They took our name.
But so you see the lineups down the line. Who do you think has it here, Mayhem?
Then we have to go to some civil court and deal with this copyright claim. But this is going to be a tough one. I am honestly leaning more towards Blueside.
Yeah.
That is Starcasters. I like the Jinx for scaling. I like the combo with that. We've got Hecarim Camille for frontline. They have a decent amount of ways of killing tanks. Camille can kick a Mumu in half. Jinx, once she gets a couple items, rolling, she can deal with that as well. They don't have the problem with they have like this big immovable tank that Varus is just going to eat through. Hecarim and Camille are going to be really good at jumping on the Varus and murdering him, which is his biggest weakness. And Varus, yeah, he's going to have his ult, but Hecarim can dive straight face first into the ult, straight through and kill him. And he doesn't have a lot of peel. Amumu, Set, Blitzcrank, they're all going to have to spend time babysitting the Varus and not actually doing their job of killing the enemy team in order to try and win this one out. So I think I would go with Starcasters.
Okay, and so I'm hearing a lot of ways that the Starcasters can get on their priority target, which you say is going to be that Varus. So flipping the script, how would you want to see a win come out for the Cavalry side?
Oh, wow. Okay. A nice Hecarim ult from Silas. It's really difficult. They get in there, and then Lulu's going to bonk Jinx up in the air. She's going to run away at Mach 10. I think it's going to come down to good Blitzcrank hooks, great positioning. I don't know how well they're going to do straight up 5v5. I think it's going to be really tough to deal with that sort of a situation. I just really like Starcasters' draft at the moment, and it's going to have to come down to just out-skilling, outplaying, outmaneuvering their opponents, because straight up 5v5 clash, I'm struggling to see how they're going to be winning these.
All right, it's an immobile 80 carry on one side for the Cavalry, looking for some great positioning from the Varus, ability to dodge the incoming CC, and on the other side, it's Engage, and it's a Jinx to hyperscale into the late game. We'll be back after a short break as we load into the game, get rid of this pesky spectator delay, and we'll be underway with our second game of the day. And we are back, game 2 of the day, as I'm having many technical difficulties, but it is all good. As it is going to be Starcasters versus the Cavalry. We set up the battle lines for these comps in Champ Select. The Varus going to need to be protected for these fights to come up without a hitch, whereas a little bit more flexibility on the blue squad in the Starcasters mayhem.
Yeah, I'm really liking this team comp, but I'm excited for Golden Features to grab some people out of position and turn this game on its head.
Yeah, definitely going to be the difference maker there. One of the few pieces of Engage, you've got obviously Set, you've got the Amumu, but the Blitzcrank definitely going to be that linchpin of Engage, as we do have a bit of a poke in the jungle. Both sides kind of just standing across the rift, facing each other off. Doesn't look like we're going to have any early shenanigans, and we did notice something while we were loading into the game.
Ignite the
on the
top
lane.
lane, exactly.
Yeah.
So Zark's looking to punch his way through top lane and get a lead that way, but if he doesn't do that, then he doesn't have TP, so we saw what happened last game. Olaf was doing great, but he couldn't help his teammates when objectives were up and he was in the wrong side of the map. Unless your macro is good enough to know that you have to move early to get to an objective, and you don't have TP, we're going to have TP advantage being a huge factor. Golden Features walks up, the flash from Milk is going to get him out of the way, and I started play-by-playing.
That's okay. I got this one. Yeah, really nice move there by Golden Features, just stepping up. That was on me. I should have taken over. But he just walks up, takes over the lane there, and just draws the flash out of Milky Step. No, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah!
Oh, God. Latte, can we get a name change, by the way? Another hook lands, and it is going to be Ignite thrown down. Mickey stepping up, or walking, gets the arrows down, flash forward, picks up the kill. Really nicely played by the Redside bot lane.
Let me just get these names going. These are different teams.
They are. It's Starcasters and Cavalry. Cool names, actually.
We're
Really nice
star
trade there by Zark
walking,
on the top side.
right? That's the thing.
Yeah, Starcasting. Did I say Star Walking?
Oh, I said it.
Was planned by Envious, traded back by Easy Life with the Scat of the Week, but is going to result in a push lane for Envious. Easy Life is really not having a great time in this lane, just off the pressure from Envious is putting out. And this is very much the par for the course for these styles matchups, where is just strong early and then later on is able to take over.
Yeah, playing really well for a Bronze 2 mid laner and doing a great job in this mid lane.
Anyone who doesn't have context here is just like, why does he hate this guy?
I can provide context, but there's a fight that Zark might be losing.
Yeah, Zark just goes in, is able to just assert his will with that, with the set E. Anytime Kareem Weeb walks up to the C, he just is able to pull him in and just trade with the W effectively. Looks like we've got Mercy.
Invades on the bot side, Dollop and Golden. They're going to come around for mid lane. Easy Life might get ganked up on. Golden. Not going to be able to make anything happen here. Is that Hex Flash, I believe? Yep, over that wall. Unfortunate situation. They do have the scuttle on the bot side as the dragon is coming up. Here comes the top lane gank though.
He's going to go in with the devastating charge, knocks back Zark, but doesn't quite have the damage to pull it off. No teleport on Zark means that there could be a potential redive set up here, but you can see the Dollop is moving up top to cover.
Yeah, really well thought out by Dollop. Actually, he was just pathing up that way. It was just an accident. Never mind. Happy little accident, exactly. But he might look to try and make something happen here. He is moving in that direction. Back if need be, but here he comes. Nice tower take.
Pull in by Zark does trade a little bit of damage back here, but Zark is suffering.
Oh my god, he's gonna die to minions! Great weep! Oh, he actually did die to minions! I was joking! I was joking!
Come on!
I was joking.
Come on, dude. That is rough. He really wanted to just get them in before he resets, but now Dalton's gonna catch the rest of those waves on fire, so decent encryption of gold, but man, that is rough. In a matchup where you needed to get things done early, it's just not going to happen.
My poor little heart can't take it. He could have just moved back to de-aggro the minions and come back in and been fine, but that's okay. Oh, nice hook.
Grab lands. Features lands these time and time again. Good damage traded back by Mickey onto Mcom Seeker, who has been it feels like the blue bot lane, every time we look at them, they're just pinned under their tower.
Yeah, Star walking as we're gonna have Mercy Pig Farm. What is that name?
What are these names, dude?
I like how we full on read the whole name and then realize afterwards, like, oh,
it's not as bad as the bot laner's name, but it's
the bot laner. Yeah. All right. So Mercy's going to come down bot lane. We should have picked him or any kind of support, but we ended up losing, and it's all Weapon's fault. And we're going to get some dragons soon, as he backed out the way. And we're going to have a dive maybe by Dollop. Dollop is actually a name, now that I'm saying it out loud a couple times, that I've either versed or cast before. He's looking to dive. He will clear out this vision. They have a lot of control on this bot side. Look at the vision control up in the jungle. They're taking this pink ward out. There is no way that they're going to sneak this dragon anytime soon. Korean Weeb does a decent amount of damage, actually. That wasn't even second Q damage either.
Really nice stuff. Also has the Grasp of the Undying to stack up that health. So the longer this game goes on, Camille's going to have a
Dollop's really trying to make something happen.
Dollop. Hook goes in. Is going to pick up the Syndra ult, looking for the execute, doesn't quite find it. It is traded back. Envious goes down. Meanwhile, Zark 2v1 up towards the top side, collapsed on by Korean Weave, and Mercy Pig Farm picks up the kills. So good trades across the map for the Starcasters side. Feels like they're starting to punch back in this game, Mayhem.
Valiant attempt by the Bronze 2 mid laner, just barely not enough to get the execute damage. And then unfortunately the Ignite and the Tower Shot is enough to finish him off. Still anyone's game at this point, but really well plays all around the map. We got Korean Weeb 1-2-1 as well. And yeah, nice Starcast to start off.
Really nice stuff. Not quite translating into any sort of gold lead at this point, but the items are starting to roll in for them. Cooldown boots on the Hecarim means that he's going to stack up that tier very, very quickly. You see that Camille has picked up that Sheen, building towards what is going to be eventually that Divine Sunderer. So that Item Spike is going to be on the way, and that means that she is going to trade nicely. But bot side, Mickey is going to let loose with the ultimate. I think it's a little bit more that he could chew at this stage, but Golden Features is coming in.
Oh, Golden Features!
Ignite goes down, is going to burn to death, is the Jinx. Mcom Seeker
still has heal!
To some damage.
Oh.
And WQ just takes out the support. So double kill in the bot side for the Cavalry side. I got it in the end.
Yeah, we think Mickey's trolling for a second there as he goes for the 1v1, turns into a 1v2, but he's just baiting. He doesn't even need to be in the fight because he's Varus. He'll come and snipe you while I was going to say Milky. Golden runs in and punches heads in. Doesn't even matter. And now Golden's going to make his way to mid lane. Has pressure bot lane enough to be able to do this. He lands the hook.
Lands it. Hook lands. In comes the Silas E. This could be an easy pickup.
Oh no!
Just
No!
this easy life. And we talked about this in the Champion Select where the way Silas is just able to just dominate these lanes. It's not the same sort of matchup as the Talon, right? Where you can knock him away. As soon as that E lands, he is in and he is mauling you. And I also want to call out down towards the bot side. Yes, it looked like Mickey was trolling, but 2-level lead and like 36 CS lead. This guy is huge.
See, here's the thing. He made it look to Milk that he was trolling. Like, oh, I can win this 2v1, and the bot lane is like, Starcaster bot lane is like, what are you doing, man? We're just going to beat you up, and here comes Golden. But bit of a misplay there by Envious of Me in the mid lane when his support took the kill, didn't run it down under the tower. Unfortunate misplay that he could have capitalized on, but forgot to, but that's okay. As Dragon is going to be the next contested objective. 3 kills picked up recently by the Cavalry. The Cavalry is here. They should be the ones playing Hecarim. What is this?
Incredible.
Top lane?
Dive up towards the top side. Mercy Pig Farm just looking to clear this out. Knocks Zark away, and I think he's just out with the ultimate.
Oh, never mind. Easy Life's here.
Yeah,
that's a dead boy.
Easy Life just cleans it up, Scatter of the Weak into the Unleashed Power, and it just knocks Zark down. Without the W shield himself, it's so easy.
Yeah, and seeing that the three members were top lane. They didn't take the opportunity to go for that dragon either. They were trying to look for a dive on Milk, but look where Milk is. He's like, nah, thanks. I don't want to die. He's staying all the way back in that bush. And now they're going to try and go for the dragon. Will Starcasters be able to A, figure it out, B, do something about it? So far, it doesn't look like it. Looks like it's going to be a clean take from Cavalry.
Yeah, for everything that feels like it's going in the way of the blue side, as the hook lands, ultimate comes in from the Hecarim, and from the Silas with the stolen Hecarim ult. That'll get you. Play-by-play is hard, and they just easily clean up the kill on Seeker, easily clean up the dragon, and this game is going heavily in the favor of the red side, pulling out to a 2k gold lead this early on, and starting to assert their will on the bottom half of the map. Zark is doing well for himself, at least in terms of control, but still at a CS deficit.
It's nice to see Mcom. Never mind, hold on.
That's all. Oh yeah, that's me. I'm play-by-play. Mickey kiting it out, trying to get this damage.
I love it.
First day of my play-by-play.
I love it.
I'm never doing this again. This is fun though. There's really nice kite back there by Mickey to mitigate the incoming gank, and Golden Features is looking to line up that hook.
Yeah.
Nope.
What I was going to say earlier, it is nice that Mcom puts on these tournaments, has a lot of low players coming in, training them up to be good, but honestly, having Envy in this game, that's almost charity work, so really well played by Mcom for assisting people in need, you know?
It's almost too much. But the blue side is going to look to re-establish some sort of control in this bot side, so clearing up these wards. And so at this state of the game, we can see that the red team, they're pulling out. They're looking to win this one pretty easily. What do you want to see? Red. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Golden Features!
Features lands the hook again. I don't even get to speak, and he just blows up Easy Life. And what I was going to ask, and the question seems even sillier now, is what do you want to see from the blue side to even start to pull this game back?
Well, they are a lot further behind than I thought they were. Well, Mercy has been doing decently, but I don't know, I feel like there are more opportunities that he's missing out on, not seeing in advance, getting there in time to be able to do something. There's just a lot of chances that I think probably were missed because of vision control. The whole game, Dollop and Golden have been running through the blue side jungle and just warding everything, taking full advantage of the fact that they know where everybody is. And perhaps if Mercy and Mcom got together...
Weave goes in with a hook shot. Dollop's going to return with a hook of his own, but Mercy is in. This is 3v2. I don't think they can turn this one at all, and they could get ran down. This Golden Features shows up in the nick of time to turn the fight. Easy Life tries to return some damage, but a successful play on the top side for the red team once again, an attempt by Mercy Pig Farm is just stuffed by his opposite numbers.
So, MVP for sure, Golden Features. I know it's kind of a staple of the champion to get Mobies and run around the map and help. Hold on.
Easy Life. Does he have the damage? As the Unleashed power goes down, it looks like he's not going to be able to do it. Blood. Jumbo does proc. Mickey just walking his opponents down. Ignite goes down from Zark, and they're just going to pick up an easy kill. Teleport comes in from Korean Weeb. Going to try and look the hook shot, really nicely kited out by Mickey. Damage, but he does get taken down
Korean Weeb!
And he just walks away. Cool guys don't look at explosions.
That was so well played. So many things happened there. Zark in the earlier play, I know that it was one fight already, but am I ever going to be allowed to talk? Let's find out.
It's fine. You can talk over this one. It's just a scuffle in the jungle. Although Dollop is getting a lot of damage, but he is just going to be able to walk out. The Amumu is quite tanky, and
if he had kept going, Envy was there, so he had the backup he needed. So yeah, up in the top lane fight, the 3v2 initially, Zark, I got to commend him for that flash W. There was already a one fight, but it hit both people and did a lot of damage. It was just fun to watch, so point that one out. And then in top lane, they tried to go further onto Mickey, tanked through a Syndra ult like it wasn't even a Syndra ult, and just killed everybody. He's far ahead. This is going crazy. Golden Features like I was saying, I know it's a staple of the champion to get Moby Boots, run around the map, but he is everywhere he needs to be. He's landing a decent amount of hooks. He got mid lane ahead. He is all over the map. He currently is the reason this game is going as well as it is.
Yeah, definitely is. Definitely an MVP vote for sure going his way from me, but just so much map control has been afforded to the red team. They're even going to use this to take the Herald. They're going to use this to potentially open up another part of the map. And checking on the items, you can see that there's a huge disparity on basically every part of the map. The shield bow completed for the Varus compared to no mythic for the Jinx, who's been suffering through this lane. You've got the Everfrost completed for Envious of Me, so whenever he goes in, he's able to lock down that target, and it feels like it kind of invalidates that crown whenever he goes in. It doesn't shield you from blitz hooks. It doesn't shield you from Silas aggression, and time again, he's just been jumped on and murdered. But Mercy may be looking for a dive here on Envious, who is getting chipped out by these orbs.
I was going to say Envy can turn this, and then I looked at the minimap at the 3 other members that are running top lane, and I'm like, oh, he needs to get out of there right now. Although he's walking straight into it, he really wants to get the Hecarim ult. Almost cost him his life. If they had a ward over that wall, he was probably looking to face 4 members.
Yeah, glad he didn't pull the trigger there. And by the way, we are, while we're touching in on items, the day of really fun top lane builds continues because the set has picked up a Blade of the Ruined King. And I was actually thinking about this, while you were talking. I feel like because we're used to in competitive, top lane is just playing tanks and playing really standard things. Anything feels fun as the ult goes in, lockdown with the Everfrost. Easy Life getting chunked out, has a tower to retreat to, but is going to try and return some damage, and that is not going to result in a lot, but is going to mean that Easy Life is chunked out and maybe a potential dive coming in.
Ooh, Envy showing off, dude. Even Bronze League players can make good plays sometimes, so really well played. So I think my MEP, most entertaining player, has to be Zark. He made me giggle a lot with the early game death, and the build is looking fun. You're going to be punching at Mach 10, so definitely my vote. I think you might agree with me on that one.
Yeah, definitely got to go with the set who builds Blade of the Ruined King first. It's not a standard thing we've seen a lot, but he's making it work for his team, and while he was suffering in the lane phase, he's certainly got to the point where he's able to do things, and right now doing things means that Herald is going to be dropped towards the top side. You've got Mickey, who's been quietly having an incredible game for himself, kiting out a lot of the threats coming his way, and now they're looking poised to take this second tier 2 and just taking the entire map away from their opponents.
Envy actually having a good game here. I'm curious to see if he can win this 1v1. It's going to be a difficult fight.
Yeah, it goes in with the Camille ult. Meanwhile, bot side, it's an actual real Hecarim ult, so I need to adjust my camera. Looks like a dive that's just not going to go the way they want, but everyone is going to walk away from the red side, except for Envious, who does lose that duel in the bot side, and they just go back to taking space and taking away camps from the enemy junglers. This Varus, with this Runar's Hurricane, just mows down these waves, and they're just able to grind out this game from their opponents, and it feels like the Blue Squad need to find a play. They need to find some miracle, maybe some sort of flank to really get themselves back in the game, because they're just getting ground out here.
Yeah, as much as Golden did all the heavy legwork to get them to this point, the rest of the team are playing amazing as well. They're moving around the map, like everyone was top lane, getting the top lane tower. Everyone's moving around as a squad. There is so much teamwork, communication. They're playing well in team fights. They're doing such a good job. They definitely deserve to win this game for sure if that's what happens.
Definitely another hook lands from Dollop. He's just gonna try and run down Easy Life. He does manage to juke out the first hook, but there's 3 more coming your way, and Mickey picks up the kill. 1 minute 36 until Dragon. They're looking to establish vision control on that bot side, as maybe even find themselves a Hecarim as a bit of a consolation prize. You know, vision's nice. Killing a Hecarim, that's also pretty nice, and they're even going to pick up a red buff for their troubles. And red team just continuing to run this game, and Mickey has been very much the beneficiary of it. You talked about how in Champ Select you wanted to see them protect this player as the hook lands from gold features, and I was trying to say, for a color point, dude, I promise, but gold features just doesn't want to let you talk.
Yeah. So from being a player and being a caster, I've seen both worlds, and I don't know, in my brain, when these teams are moving around the map and stuff, I can almost hear their comms in my ear, and I feel like the comms from Cavalry are just really strong, clear. They're walking around as a group, making picks, they're backing when they need to. Like, everything is going really well. I think this team, once it hits other tournaments against some teams in actual tournaments for money and that, they're going to do really well. I think they're going to be probably getting top 4 at least.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know that these are trials, so you're very much looking to pick the best players out of each team, but there definitely could be an argument made for just copy-pasting this entire team. They look really, really clean, and they look like they work well together. Dragon has spawned. Golden Features is taking space and trying to secure vision for his team around this bot side, and I don't even know if he can even contest this, and it looks like the answer from the blue squad is no, we absolutely can't.
Yeah, if none of these players get picked for a team, like, hey, managers out there, I got a squad for you. These guys are pretty good. But I feel like if none of these players get picked, it'll be a shame. There's a lot of talent on this team, I can see, for sure.
Definitely. Golden Features, once again, just being abusive to his opponents. You can see he just popped I think it was the Shirelias, and then just walked up, missed the hook, but the amount of threat that he generates every second of this game, Envious Me is going to go in with the Camille ult, locking down. Ult comes out from the Blitzcrank for good measure, and they just murder Korean Weave before he can even respond. The only member of the blue squad who feels like he's had any sort of a decent game, and they're just going to turn straight onto the Baron. There's not even a hint of a contest from the blue squad yet, so they're looking for mid lane priority, and I think this is just a foregone conclusion, unless Mercy Pigfarm can pull some magic. Hook lands, and he is just gone, and that is going to be the easy Baron pickup.
It's painful to watch, but Golden is just Blitzcrank hooking this game towards his team. It's a crazy situation. They are 10k gold up. That's one of the thresholds where it's almost impossible. There are very few chances a team can come back from such a low deficit. And I don't know, their team, like, I feel like if the red team, Cavalry, were the ones that were behind, they have pick potential. They got Blitzcrank that can hook over, maybe make some sort of play to get back. But when you have a team like Jinx needs to have lots of items to be useful. Hecarim needs to have a lot of items to be useful. A lot of these champions on their team, when behind, have a really difficult time of being strong and coming back. Blitzcrank, if you're 0-10 on Blitzcrank and doing terribly, your hook will always be useful. It doesn't matter how badly you're doing. You could still change the whole game by pressing Q and like hitting it at the right angle, but there's such little opportunity to come back, and we're seeing this in the jungle. These champions need to be ahead, and it's just so hard for them to make some sort of a comeback in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's even like the lack of defensive stats you're going to get from the levels, right? You can see how quickly Korean Weave just got evaporated there. Moving into the base now is the red squad taking down that mid lane inhibitor. They maybe just
Baron buff up. They could just end here.
First tower goes down. Easy Life on the flank tries to do what he can, but is not going to be long for this world. Flashes under the tower to survive a little bit longer, but does burn down. Mercy Pigfarm getting chased down. Hook goes wide from Golden Features. That's the second Nexus tower down, and it's open season for the red squad as they're just working their way through the enemy squad. Another hook lands from Golden Features, picks up the Jinx. Korean Wave respawns, but it was nearly his death, and an easy win for the red squad. They just controlled that game from start to finish, rallied around the Varus, and they just made this game work for themselves. And I think you owe Envious me an apology. Do you want to do it live on air?
He's an amazing Bronze 2 mid laner. I love him so much. Coming out here from such a point of, disability and being behind the enemy mid laner in rank, and it's just really, really nice to see him coming out here and putting on such a good performance. 7-2-3 did definitely have a pretty good impact in all these team fights, these situations. Side laning really well. He did really well for a Bronze 2 mid laner. And for sure, though, the MVP has to go to Golden Features. 3-0-11 and that score doesn't even do him justice for how well he played and just put a show on, just running around the map, pulling everybody, exactly what you want to see from your Blitzcrank player.
Yeah, absolutely. And it felt like every single time he made his way towards that mid lane, even was able to get towards the top lane, which is not something we expect to see in these sorts of games at this level. You know, you generally expect that to be a bit of a high level tactic where supports are able to unlock, but he was able to create not only so much threat in the bot lane and get the Varus ahead to the point where Mickey was confident to play by himself. He was able to then generate threat in other lanes and get towards the top side, and that's exactly what you'll see. And like you said, definitely the MVP. And I don't know if we want to go to a break because this is the last game, but I definitely would love to get the man in to have a chat.
Yeah. So
Can we do? Sorry, I meant latte. Latte, can we do?
Yeah. So as a solo queue player, after you put enough solo queue, there comes to a point in every game where you realize, okay, it's over. And I feel like the top lane fight where Mickey went up there got ulted by Syndra and just ran at them auto-attacking through a Syndra ult and stun. It was like, wow, what are you going to do now? The ADC just shrugged off your Syndra and just murdered everybody. It's just a point in your brain where you're like, okay, we need to do something right now. If this continues the way it's going, this is a loss. And it just snowballed to the fact that Cavalry just won that game. They played really well.
Latte's coming through. We'll have the man himself. But you are right. It was such a dominating performance by the Red Squad where even when it felt like the Starcasters were able to find positive plays that should have worked in any other game state, the itemization and the level advantages that were there for the Red Squad were just way too much. And it got to the point where, like you said, a Syndra wasn't able to one-shot the Varus. And that's definitely not the game state when you want to find yourself in really any game.
First 5 minutes were pretty decent for Starcasters, I feel like. There is a lot of improvement to be made, but surely those first 5 minutes showed some promise for the players on that team. Just a reminder to everybody, just because you lose a game, just because the game doesn't look... it looks a bit one-sided, doesn't mean the players on the losing team are all bad. Like, they have promise, they can do well. And the first 5 minutes of the game showed that. But when you have a Blitzcrank with Moby Boots running on the map, just landing hooks, it's really difficult. And speaking of Blitzcrank running on the map...
Hey!
Yo, how's it going? I'm doing this against my will.
Oh, okay. Well,
The owner is the...
Yeah, that's fair. I did ask him, dude, I'll keep it quick then. How are you feeling after the win? It was a pretty impressive Blitzcrank performance.
Super hungover, ready to go to bed.
Yeah, fair enough. Well,
fair.
You said you're doing this against your will. To be fair, enemy teammates were flying across the screen against their will as well, so it's a fair trade.
Honestly felt like they wanted it to hit him, so that's what it felt like for me.
So what does it feel like to be carried by Envy?
Guy just kept stealing my kills. It's kind of sus.
I noticed that. It was pretty poor sportsmanship of him, I think. But that's fair enough. So I feel like I'm listening, I'm watching the game. I feel like comms were pretty good in that game. Tell me about the comms.
I just sort of let Dollop do his thing. He just called everything because he wasn't doing anything mechanically, so he's kind of not even playing.
You're just sitting in the jungle telling you guys what to do?
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, fair enough. It worked out. So, so you're saying Dollop is the clear shot call or the voice in the chat? Was it just Dollop talking?
No, we were all kind of talking, but I was more just yelling and vomiting.
Oh.
Trying not to vomit.
Okay.
That's what those hooks were. But yeah, no, it was pretty chill. I just wanted to take a back seat, so I'd rather just focus on hitting abilities than talking. So
you want to take a back seat? You didn't exactly do that.
Yeah, from comms, I mean.
Well, yeah, if you're running the map landing hooks, it doesn't even really matter. But anyway, we'll let you go to bed, man.
The only thing is I want to destroy Worgen because he doesn't deserve S tier because he sucks.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I mean, Yeah, dude. We'll let you go because you
Alright.
said you're hungover. But I will quickly give you the floor. Any shout outs you want to make before you head off?
No, I'm good. Envy
Alright.
stealing my kills. That's all.
All right.
Yeah, I was just gonna. Last thing I was gonna say is it's really nice to see charity workers and having to speak with one. So thank you for working with Envy. I'm sure his Make a Wish was really good. He got to play with you. So I'll let you go to bed, man.
Alright, catch you, man.
Catch you, man.
Bye.
Thanks for this. All right. So hey, I mean, you're the play-by-play normally. If you wanna send us out,
No, man.
it's me. It's
Yeah,
still me?
it's all you.
Okay.
It's all
All right.
you.
All right, we're doing it. We're doing it live. Okay, yeah, that brings us to the end of the day. We only have the 2 games for the day. We will be back on the 5th of February, where we'll be seeing these 4 teams face off against the opponents they didn't play last time. That's how this works. It's single round robin. It's pretty cool. So I'm definitely keen to see how these teams match up against different opponents. I think Knights probably were the most impressive team to me, just with how cohesive they looked. But we are going to get to see essentially our winners face off. And I guess going into that next week, like, what are your thoughts, Mayhem? What do you want to see?
My thoughts is I kind of want to go play some Crit Olaf.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think a lot of us do. I'm definitely going to crit Olaf 1v1. Let's go. Yeah, sick. Hey,
So I'm going to call out like good plays as much as I can, so that the people who are deciding who are on these teams can pay attention to that. But I don't really care how well these people are playing. I want to see more fun things like Crit Olaf. That's the only concern I have. That's why I come here. That's why I watch and cast these games. So if you guys don't care if you get onto a team and you want to just meme for me, someone might want to pick up some Katarina mid lane. You want to play some Crit Bruiser, some weird things. Pull that out. I'll be excited. Your teammates might not be, but you know.
all right. And that, I mean, dude, I have to agree. That does bring us to the end of our broadcast. As I said, we will be back on the 5th of February. I am very excited to do so, to see these teams face off again against different opponents. So please tune in. Thank you for tuning in today, and have a good one.
Yeah, I'm paying gray, all dust and fade. When I call for you, all I hear back is pain. Every song must end, even diamonds fade. When the darkness comes